But here's the thing, it's one game, you know, and yes, it's a big game. Yes, it's against a great opponent who is undefeated and is playing exceptionally well right now. But for us, it's just another opportunity for us to take the next step, to continue to improve. I like the track that we're on, but we can still get better.
We know what to expect. We know, the talent they got. You know, we got a great game plan. We've been putting in today, and come Sunday, we're gonna just gotta put it all on paper, or put it all together, and go out there and play our game.
All right, Nick, which team has the edge on Sunday?
Listen,
the Saints or the Rams?
Vegas says there is no edge. The Saints were 1-point favorites. Now the Rams are 1-point favorites. It's probably going to settle on a pick 'em. I think by the slightest of margins, I'll say the New Orleans Saints because of where the game is. I think the Rams are the better complete team, but one of the reason why, the biggest reason why I believe the Rams are the only undefeated team in football is Todd Gurley. And this is a stat that I saw it, I didn't believe it. I had our great statistician Dusty triple check it.
Sometimes he's great.
And today he's been great so far. We've been on the air 17 minutes. We'll see how long it goes. You know who has the #1 rush defense in all of football? The Saints. That's shocking. That is something you would never expect. And so if you can even just a little bit slow down Todd Gurley, then the Rams become a beatable football team. I think the Saints have gone through a tougher schedule. I think the Saints have historically, the years they've been good, the reason they've been good is they have been unbeatable at home. And for all those reasons, again, I'm not going to go to war with anyone that says they think the Rams are slightly in a better position. I think it's very close, but I think the Saints have the edge, and the Saints know this game is wildly important for them. The Rams have a very soft next few weeks. The Saints know that they end the year, see? Carolina, Pittsburgh, Carolina. Yep. They better have some wins stacked. They also know that if they want any shot of having the 1 seed in the conference, this is a must-win game. For all those reasons, I give the slight edge to New Orleans in what I think could be the best game of the weekend.
If you're a New Orleans fan, this is what you should be concerned at. Even though you do have that #1 rush defense, this is the most difficult challenge that they will face because the Rams do a lot of motion. They predominantly play one formation, 3 wide receivers and Todd Gurley looking right at you. They do a lot of different things, but they really want to run the ball at you, Sarah. It's a lot of hocus pocus, a lot of smoke and mirrors, but ultimately, as our guy Sting said, they just want to kiss you right in the mouth. Bam! They want to run downhill and be able to be physical. So I just believe in this game because Dennis Allen, I had conversations with him. He felt like their defense was going to come around after getting off to a very shaky start in week #1 and week #2. But Davenport, their #1 rookie that they traded up for, he's out. Yep. Him being injured. He was playing some spectacular football, starting to find his way as a rookie. Now, on the positive standpoint, Lattimore, their cornerback, who got off to a rough start, he is playing the best football, coming off the game last week against the Vikings, probably his second-best game of the season. So there's some things I'm concerned about defensively. They're going to miss Davenport, and you can't have Lattimore in too much man-to-man. And what they're facing with the Rams, I don't think that they have the answer for it defensively. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting games we've seen in the 18th season.
With all that score, I mean, does that change the approach of Sean Payton or Sean McVay or how they combat what they're up against?
We did see last week when the Rams offense was stalling, the aggression on that fake punt. Yes. We saw it in the first half. They didn't wait for it to be panic time. They said, no, we're going to try to give ourselves a jolt right now. Now, that ended up not even being one of the 2 biggest special teams plays the Rams made. We know Sean Payton is not afraid to be aggressive. We know Sean Payton will trust Drew Brees, trust his offense, maybe use Taysom Hill in some odd formations or on those 4th and short situations. I just think the Saints go into this game, and they know if we lose this game, our ceiling is the 2 seed. If we lose this game, we top out at hoping the Rams lose or having to go to Los Angeles in the playoffs. If they win this game, it's still on the board for them that if these 2 teams play again, it'll be in this same building. So I just think for you talk a lot, see, about who's more desperate. Neither team's desperate when it's 6-1 against 8-0.
Right.
But this game means more to New Orleans as far as what the projection of their season is.
Yeah, with the new rule changes, Sarah, special teams aren't They don't have the game is not offense a third, defense a third, special teams a third, because they've negated some of the kicks. Those percentages are down. But these two teams, very, very aggressive as far as special teams, and they have great special teams. We saw last week where the Rams gained an advantage, gained the possession by attempting it on fourth down by having their punter throw a pass. Now, Mike Westhoff, the special teams coordinator for the Saints, is one of the legendary special teams coach, and they have Taysom Hill, the quarterback, returning. So look for them to maybe do some trick plays. So I do believe these coaching staffs will be far more aggressive. And this year, like no other year, man, we've seen more coaches going for it on fourth down, going for 2 points to try to win games. So I think that's an ongoing trend in the league, coaches being more aggressive.
And so what's very interesting about these two teams, they have one thing offensively that's very similar and one thing that couldn't be more different. The similarity is they never go 3 and out. The Rams have the fewest 3 and outs in the league. The Saints have the third fewest. Like, you're not getting a quick stop against either one of these two teams. Their offenses are too potent. But the Saints have been great this year at long touchdown drives. 10-plus play touchdown drives, third most in the NFL. The Rams, shockingly, have the fewest. Now, you wouldn't think a team that is third in the league in scoring 33 points a game, would be the fewest of anything that's a positive offensive stat. But it's because they have been more quick strike. They have been more, we're going to give it to Gurley, make you trust that play action, and then hit you over the head with Kupp or with Brandon Cooks.
And that's one thing to watch as we go forward, because right now, them being 8-0, we'll start to compare them with some of in the scoring that they do, with some of the greatest scoring teams that we've seen. But most of those teams that have been the highest scoring teams, that being 07 Pats, 98 Vikings, those teams came up short and didn't win a Super Bowl because of it was too much big play. And when you get into these playoff games and you have to grind it out and you don't have those quick strikes. So as we watch the Rams and they get in some games that are a little more highly contested, let's watch that and let's see if their lack of a big play comes back to be able to hurt them.
We talk so much about Todd Gurley, but he had said this week we wouldn't be in the position we're at without Jared Goff. What have you seen out of him this season and just the jump that he's made?
I've been so impressed by him. What did I, going into the year, see, you know I wanted to pick the Rams to win the Super Bowl because I liked their offseason. Forget locker room chemistry. Forget off the field issues. Give me talent. The only reason I didn't was in a conference with Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, and Cousins comes over there. Russell Wilson's there. Carson Wentz coming back. I was like, man, can I trust Jared Goff?
And you did the right thing, Nick, too, because all these quarterbacks, people just want you to, after a couple of good games, Deshaun Watson, Nick was like, listen, that dude's a baller. Or Patty Mahomes, I'm telling you, that dude's a baller. And he's like, listen, I'm just a little bit on golf. He said, I'm not saying it's real, but I just want to see some more. And I thought that was very, very good on your part by, listen, some of these guys, we don't know.
And because we had seen such awful football from Goff in year 1.
Right.
And then excellent football in year 2. I just wondered, was he going to regress a little bit? He's gotten better. Like I said, that if Jared Goff just maintains his level, the Rams will be the best team in the league. He's gotten better. Now, to Todd Gurley's point, what Todd Gurley also knows is the 3 games the Rams have come closest to losing. That's against Seattle, that's against Denver, and that's last week against the Packers. Against Seattle and Denver, those were the 2 worst games Goff played all year. And against Green Bay, that was the worst first half he had played all year. So if you're going to beat the Rams, you have to stop Jared Goff. There's no stopping Todd Gurley. The way to beat the Rams is to force Jared Goff into a mediocre game. So I think the Saints' rush defense will help slow down Gurley, but they have to find a way to get to Jared Goff.
Coming up, we are not talking about a high-powered offense.
No.
How has it gotten so bad for the Raiders so fast? That's next on First Things First.
No, Sarah. Just ask their coach. It's the Raiders.